What's up, everyone? How you doing? This is another random episode by Carpo. I guess I was just, I tried to make this video twice out there. I got to like 30 seconds in and there's this truck out there that's like, he's like pumping the sewer or something. And it's just, it cracks me up because it's, I guess it's right in line with what I was going to talk about, which is you just never know what to expect in life. And isn't that what makes life worth living? I mean, I can attribute this to so many different ideas and have so many different metaphors for this. You could take it to the degree of not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow morning, or not knowing what's going to happen after you die. You know, it can be extended to every, macro and micro, I guess. But that life is built on not knowing what to expect. That life is about this idea that something might happen a few minutes from now. We don't know. Maybe it won't. But if we start talking about free will and rather determinism, that everything's predetermined, none of that really means anything to me. And I've given up on trying to, definitely given up on, like if something bad happens to me, I never ask, what did I do to deserve this? As if is this karma of some sort. I don't subscribe to direct karma like that. Because it's too complicated in my mind to figure out. Although, if bad things keep happening to you, then you can wonder, is it because I'm not doing things right? Is it because I'm not applying myself? Or is it because I'm doing something wrong? In other words, let's say you don't do anything with yourself at all in life, and you keep going broke, and you don't have any money, but you don't work. You can't just attribute that to karma, obviously, that you're broke. I mean, you're not putting forth any effort. So there's many different angles to the idea of karma, which means that I just say, just let it be, If a person just lives the way they're going to live, and they'll be shown if it's the right or wrong way, I guess. For example, I have these cars in my driveway that don't run, and we're finally getting them fixed. My wife's car broke down a month or two ago, and I haven't wanted to fix it because I had a mechanic over here that took it apart and started getting down into there, and then he kind of left it hanging. And I was under the impression he had already checked everything, the initial check, which is spark and fuel and whatnot. I'm not a mechanic, but I know how to work on basic things. Point being that the new mechanic came, finally got a guy over here, he said that it was a fuel pump. Okay? So he swaps out the fuel pump, good to go. I was under the impression that that car was going to be a nightmare and take all this time. So I also had him work on the other Honda, the Honda Civic. I got a 91 out there. It was my wife's car. She bought it like back in 94. She's like the second owner. It's a great little car when it runs. Gave it to my 16-year-old son, and then he got another car from his grandpa, so that car came back to us. It's been sitting there since last year when somebody stole it from his girlfriend, in front of his girlfriend's house, and drove it to Portland and basically left it in the middle of the road. They burned the clutch out, we thought. So my impression was that her car was going to take forever to fix, the Passport, but that the little Honda would just be a clutch, be done with it. It turns out her car was the easy one. And the guy gets into that one, what happens? It's not the clutch after all, it's just these little forks where the clutch connects or something, I don't know. He said that, what happened was actually a fork had broken off, got inside the transmission. It wouldn't go in, it went into the gears, but none of the gears would engage. It turns out, well, first we went to start it, and the starter wouldn't work, and it burned out trying to fix it. So then the alternator goes out. So we've got the starter, the alternator out, then we had to replace some parts of the clutch, and then we had to replace the entire transmission. So it's ended up costing a lot more money. It's unexpected. It's just like, and on the other hand, I guess I can look at the glass half full. Because while this is unexpected and a person may think that's a negative thing, oh no, you have to replace the whole transmission and whatnot, he called up his buddy, and his buddy had one. He rebuilds transmissions. He happened to have one he'd just rebuilt for his son, but he decided to, his son wasn't getting good enough grades or something, so he's going to wait. So he just swapped it with our tranny, and he's just going to rebuild that one. And I give him an ounce of weed and $50. For a brand new transmission, brand new rebuilt transmission with a 60,000 mile warranty. Not only that, but the guy got a starter and alternator for free basically for me. So I'm getting this card, I'm getting all this work done for a phenomenal price. So depending on how I want to view it, oh no, I have all this stuff to do to the car, or ooh, I'm gonna have a brand new car, and that's all perspective. But the unexpected things that do happen, like we become so used to our comfort zones. I do, okay? I'm just gonna speak for myself. I try really hard to break out of comfort zones, to get away from the routines, but at the same time realize we have to have routines because that's who we are. We are people with routines. And when you get your mind set on a certain way, a certain routine, it's very difficult to break away from that. So each day I try to do something a little bit different to try to break up that monotony. But there's only so much you can do when you own a home and you have kids, and to change the way things are, because every day it is a routine. And so when those unexpected things happen on those days, it's like it's a good thing, I guess is what I'm saying. That I'm like, bring it on, bring on whatever's going to happen. If it's good or bad, it doesn't matter really. Just something to happen to break up the monotony. Because, and honestly, this is a psychological reason why some people who lead very charmed lives, if you will, you may hear stories about really rich people who do very preposterous things. And this is my belief on this, that it's often attributed to the fact that living life as a rich person can become boring at a certain point. I mean, anyone, no matter what lifestyle you live, eventually it gets boring. You want something different. So they use their money to do these crazy, wild things and hold these maybe appalling to some people, but I guess I should think about I'm trying to think of a good example, but I guess I really can't. It's something that all people do. It's not about rich people or poor people. I was just saying that even a person who appears to have all the means they need to be happy, they want to break up the boring monotony of being rich. Yeah. So life is about excitement. Life is about things that happen. And I myself hope for something to happen. Just because, I don't know, because that's what life's about, I guess. I'm just repeating myself at this point. The guy just took the transmission out. Now he's going to bring the other one back and put it in, and then I'll have a car tonight. So I'll go from having, no car to having a car. It'll be great. But I've been so used to being in the routine of not having a car. It's just the norm. So no matter what you're used to, it's easy to get used to that, and hard to break away from sometimes. But we try. Have to clear our heads completely. Probably meditate more often would be a good thing for me. Yeah. It's just like having all the cannabis that you want. Cannabis loses its luster. You have all the money you want. Money loses its luster. If you're immersed in, gold bullion, it's only going to be interesting for so long. So it's a matter of breaking up the routine and finding something different. It doesn't, I don't know. What else can I say about it? I don't know. Take care, everybody.